Want to instantly upgrade your Framer workflow without spending a single dime? Here are 5 free Framer plugins you need to know about that will speed up your workflow. Framer is already a really good tool, but these plugins will take it to the next level. I'll break down what each one does and why it can seriously improve your design game. So, what exactly is a Framer plugin? In simple terms, it's just an extension that plugs into Framer and it basically gives extra powers. Think of it like this. Framer is already a powerful design tool, but plugins help you work faster, smarter, and more creatively by adding specific features without having to code them yourself. Alright, the first plugin we have Tidy Up. If your layers are a mess, and let's be honest, they probably are, like mine, this one is actually a lifesaver. So I've often struggled with layers and components unorganized and spread all over the canvas. And this becomes especially painful on larger projects. So let me show you how Tidy Up works. We're gonna open Framer, we're gonna search for the plugins, we're gonna type Tidy Up, and here it is. We open the plugin in Framer. As you can see, with one click, basically it organizes all of the layers, cleans up the canvas, and it will automatically basically align all the elements together. And you can sort it by the position, the width, the height, or the area. I'll just do position. We can set a gap of 200 pixels. We click Tidy Up, and as you can see, magic happens. As you can see, we have all the layers automatically aligned together. Next one, we have Phosphor. I'm pretty sure you've heard about Phosphor because it is already built in Framer, but this plugin is a bit different. This brings the full Phosphor library basically right into Framer. But you know, Framer has already built in icons like feather or material, but if you're looking for something specific, you'd normally have to visit their site, search for the icon, and search it back into Framer. So here with the Phosphor plugin, as you can see, let me show you how it works really quick. We're gonna open it, we're gonna search for Phosphor here, okay. And as soon as we open, we have all the icons in here, and you know, we have the complete library inside. We have a search bar, which is really useful in this case, and you can choose different weights like thin, light, regular, bold, even filled icons. So you can set fills up with the color and duotone. So yeah, it's actually my go-to when it comes to inserting icons in Framer. Alright, the third one is called Pattern Studio. This basically allows you to insert cool patterns super fast. So let me show you. We're gonna search into Framer plugins. We're gonna search for Pattern Studio. Here it is. We're gonna launch it, and as you can see here, basically you'll see tons of patterns options. You can use this for backgrounds, cards, even images, basically whatever you want. And I find it really useful for adding this extra design depth layers into my canvas. So we're gonna just choose this one. This is a basic grid. You can change the color of the background, of course, the foreground. You can even show the background. So if you want PNG without a background, you can choose it. You can change the opacity, the stroke, the angle of it, and we're just gonna apply it just like this. We're gonna search a layer, and yeah, here it is. And we have a pattern, and we can insert to different layers and play with it. So yeah. All right, the fourth one is called Color Palette. Basically, this plugin helps you generate, organize, and apply color palette shades to Framer. Sure, there are plenty of websites that you can generate palettes or shade, but with this plugin, with an instant click, you can load everything into your Framer asset without having to enter it manually. Let me show you. We're gonna open the plugins, we're gonna search for color palettes, we're gonna launch it, and basically, the only downside is you can input a specific color. For example, if you have a brand and you have a specific color, you cannot introduce it in here. You'll have to go to a website and then it will basically generate the shades for you. But this one, you know, for most of the people will work having ready-made pattern colors and shades in here without having to enter them manually into Framer. So as you can see here, we can choose from a great variety of colors. I'd say, you know, let's go to the red. And as you can see here, we have different, let's say, opacities of the color, different shades. We can even generate it in dark mode or a light mode. And if you add the colors, you'll just go to assets in here, as you can see, and it will basically generate and put all the shades I choose from. And finally, you have Blur It. So this one is actually a game changer when it comes to adding these blur effects or glass morphism, you know, effects to art designs that are really like trendy right now. let me show you how it works. Let me launch this plugin. Let me search for Blur It. Here it is. We're gonna launch it, and it basically asks us to select an image from the canvas. So we're gonna select this image here, and as you can see, we have these two options, the uniform and the progressive. The uniform basically applies the blur across the whole image, as you can see, and the progressive gives you like this fade effect where you can control the position and the intensity. So you're gonna choose the progressive, which looks cooler in my opinion. We're gonna change the direction, for example, from the top. Well, you know, it's gonna put it in the bottom. We're gonna choose the blur to be like, as you can see, you could gradate the intensity in here. We're gonna even touch a bit of the saturation and hue, but we don't want that. We're gonna apply the effect, and as you can see here, we have a really cool blur effect on my layer. And this actually really comes really handy because if you want a blur effect, there's actually a Framer component that has a blur effect, but you have to put the layer everywhere you want it, and you know, this can be really annoying. So this one is without adding a single layer, just a plugin, just a click of a button, and you will instantly have a blur to your layers, and you can play with it. You can put it in images, in the background, in text, whatever you want. So these are the 5 plugins. By the way, they all in the description and they all free. You know, these are the plugins I believe they can really speed up your process, your workflow in Framer, especially in the design aspect. You know, there's plenty of other plugins about, you know, text generators or spell checkers, but you know, I find this more comfortable going to ChatGPT and basically enter the text, or you know, in those scenarios I think you don't need a plugin. But if you're looking for something more specific as a feature, something you know ChatGPT cannot do, these plugins really come in handy, and they're gonna help you, you know, speed up your workflow in Framer and make your life a lot easier. So yeah, try out these plugins. Let me know what you think about them. Let me know if I missed some important ones, and I'll see you in the next one.